Welcome to Nachsimanim. I'm Jacob Thomas, and today we will be learning melachim aleph perek8. In this perek, we have the bringing up of Aaron. This matches the Sefer Shmuel Bet perek vav, in which David tried to bring the Aaron to Yerushalayim. Except this time, they know what they're doing, and they bring it from David to its permanent place in the month of Etanim, which is Tishrei. And Shlomo and the people sacrifice sheep and oxen, which couldn't. There were so many, they couldn't even be numbered. And now, as the Kohanim exit, the cloud of Hashem fills the house. And the Kohanim cannot even stand to do their service because of the intensity of God's presence. And Shlomo declares that Hashem said he would dwell, and I have built a house for you, and a settled place that you will stay forever. And we have a really long perek in which we have the plea from Shlomo to God. He spreads his hand towards heaven, and he makes a long prayer and asks Hashem to always listen to the prayers. And he mentions times of war, famine, exile, and even prays for foreigners who come from far countries to seek Hashem. And he emphasizes how much we can't see as in something as vast as the heaven and the earth, and how much less can the house do this. We have a festive conclusion where Shlomo stands, he blesses the people, he praises God for giving rest to his people, and he urges the people to keep their hearts whole and stay with Hashem. And the dedication lasts 14 days, and on the 8th day, Shlomo sends the people away, and they return to their house, and they are joyful and glad of heart for the goodness that Hashem has shown David. As a recap, we have the bringing of the Aron to the Beis Hamikdash. We have the glory of God in the Beis Hamikdash. We have Shlomo's dedication prayer, and we have the great dedication feast and the celebration of Shlomo in building the Beis Hamikdash. We're in perek8, so just like Zikr, we use a challah. Chet in Hebrew is a challah, which is a giant loaf of bread. Shlomo dedicates his challah to the house to God. Shlomo dedicates his challah house to God. This reminds us how in this perek we finally have the dedication of the Beis Hamikdash to Hashem, which we finally finish the showbreads, and we have all of the insides and the outsides. And finally, we bring the Aron. And God fills the Beis Hamikdash, and everyone is happy, everyone is excited, and Shlomo gives out, pieces of bread to all the people. One more time with the simon. Shlomo dedicates his challah house to God. We're now going to do a 4-perek back chazar, starting with perek dalet, in which we use a door. The door opens to Shlomo's peaceful kingdom. This reminds us how in this perek we have the division of, we have the heads over the 12 tribes, one per each tribe, in each of them giving taxes per month of Shlomo's reign throughout the year. And we also have the description of the prosperity of Bnei Yisrael. Now, perek hay, in which we use a stack of hay. Shlomo gathers bricks and hay to use in the building of the Beis Hamikdash. This reminds us how Hiram comes to congratulate and also console Shlomo after the death of David. They create a pact where Shlomo gives him wheat in, forms stacks of hay in a way, but really it would be flour, and oil. In return, Hiram gives him a bunch of cedar planks because they have really good lumberers. And we also have a description of how Shlomo was created workers and got a giant workforce to help gather resources and bricks for the Beis Hamikdash. Now, perek vav, in which we use a sword. Shlomo uses a sword to cut an area for the Beis Hamikdash. This reminds us how in this perek we have the description of the physical structure of the Beis Hamikdash, how big it was, the cedar wood, and the golden overlay. Perek zayin, in which we use a gun. Vessels for the Beis Hamikdash are shot out of a gun. This reminds us how in this perek we have the kalim, the actual vessels of the Beis Hamikdash, the giant basin. We have the shulchan, the showbreads, the menorah, the yachin and boaz pillars, and all the different aspects of the Beis Hamikdash, and also a little bit of Shlomo's palace. We're now going to do a 10-question pop quiz on the Sefer. In which perek does Shlomo ask for understanding heart and judges the two mothers? Melachim aleph, perek gimel. In which perek does Shlomo remove political threats from his house to establish the kingdom? Shmuel bet, perek8. Melachim aleph, perek8. In which perek does Yehuda and Israel dwell safely, where each man is under his vine and fig tree? Melachim aleph, perek, really the beginning of Hay, but it more connects to Daled. In which perek do we have the big-toed acrobat, in which perek do we have Shimi cursing David as he flees? Shmuel bet, perek tet zayin. In which perek does Natan Hanavi tell David the parable of the poor man's lamb? Shmuel bet, perek yud bet. In which perek does King Shlomo lead the dedication of the temple in the month of Etanim? Melachim aleph, perek8. In which perek does the cloud of Hashem fill the temple, stopping the service? Melachim aleph, perek8. In which perek does David want to build a house for Hashem, but Natan says his son will do it? Shmuel bet, perek zayin. In which perek does Shmuel anoint David in Beit Lechem in front of his brothers? Shmuel aleph, perek tet zayin. In which perek does Ehud ben Gera defeat the fat king Eglon at Moab? Shoftim, perek gimel. That is it for today. May we be zocha to finish all of Nach, one perek at a time, and see the Beis Hamikdash speedily in our days. Everyone have a wonderful day.